All right, we're going to talk about something that might honestly change the way you think about food and your health. It's a super simple, science backed rule for your gut, and it's all about one magic number that can literally stop your gut from, well, eating itself. This quote just hits the nail on the head. So many of us, right? We've thrown money at probiotic pills hoping to fix bloating or fatigue, and then nothing. It's because we're just tossing seeds onto concrete. If the underlying environment in your gut isn't healthy, those good bacteria have absolutely nowhere to live. So, yeah, let's dig into this probiotic myth. And to do that, I want you to think about your gut in a new way. For this whole explainer, just imagine your gut is your own personal internal garden. And that's really the bottom line. Probiotics, they're the seeds, but your gut lining, that's the soil. And if that soil is barren, if it's depleted and has no nutrients, well, you can throw seeds on it all day long, but they're just not going to grow. You won't see any benefits. You've got to fix the soil first. So what actually happens when that soil goes bad? When your internal garden is literally starved of what it needs to thrive? Well, the consequences are kind of dramatic, and it's all happening inside you, probably without you even noticing. I know. It sounds like something from a horror movie. But this isn't science fiction. It's a real biological process. When your good gut bacteria don't get the food they need from what you're eating, what do you think happens? They have to eat something. This is where it gets really wild. See, you have this protective mucus lining in your gut. It's your body's first line of defense. But when your bacteria are starving, they literally start eating that lining for food. They're breaking down the walls of their own house, which triggers this huge cascade of problems all over your body. And this is how it shows up in real life. This isn't just some abstract idea. That internal cannibalism could be the hidden reason for the brain fog you can't seem to shake, or that constant bloating, or even skin issues and mood swings. It's your body screaming for help. Okay, enough with the scary stuff, because here's the best part. Your body is incredibly resilient, and there is a powerful, totally science-backed way to stop all this and start rebuilding your internal garden from the ground up. And this solution comes from one of the biggest microbiome studies ever done. Seriously, scientists looked at the guts of thousands of people, trying to find the one thing that predicted a healthy gut. And guess what? It wasn't if they were vegan or paleo or keto. Nope. It was something way, way simpler. This was the magic number. The study found this huge biological sweet spot. It turns out people who ate 30 or more different types of plants every single week had the most diverse and robust gut ecosystems, by a long shot. And look at this difference. It is just staggering. The gut diversity for the 30-plus group wasn't just a little better, it was exponentially higher than for people eating 10 or fewer plants. And that diversity, that's your gut's #1 defense system. So you might be thinking, why variety? Why not just eat a ton of broccoli? Well, here's why. Your gut bacteria are super picky eaters. Different types of bacteria have evolved to eat very specific kinds of plant fiber. The little guys that love broccoli can't do a thing with the fiber from a walnut. The ones that feast on lentils can't digest an apple. So eating a giant bowl of one veggie, that only feeds one tiny neighborhood in your gut city. But a small handful of mixed stuff, that feeds the whole bustling metropolis. It's not about depth, it's about width. And when you feed that big, diverse community, they say thank you by producing these amazing things called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. Just think of these as pure gold fertilizer for your internal garden. And the benefits of this fertilizer are incredible. SCFAs do everything we want them to do. They fuel your gut cells so they can heal, they literally strengthen that gut wall to reverse the internal cannibalism, and they calm down inflammation all over your body, which helps with everything from your skin to your mood. All right, I know what you're probably thinking right now. 30 plants a week? That sounds insane, like a full-time job. But I promise you, it is way, way easier than it sounds. Let's break down how you actually count your points. Okay, so the definition of a plant here is super broad. It's all your veggies, fruits, whole grains, legumes like beans and lentils, and all your nuts and seeds. But here's the best part, the little hack. Every single herb and spice counts as 1/4 of a point. That garlic, oregano, cinnamon, and black pepper you're already using, cha-ching, they all add up. And you can stack these points so fast. Get this, a red bell pepper and a green one, that's 2 points. A Granny Smith apple and a Gala apple, 2 different points. Buying one of those cans of 3-bean mix for chili, Bam! That's 3 points right there. A bag of mixed nuts, that's like 5 or 6 points in one handful. It's all about these small, smart swaps.
Look, the key to making this work is to build a habit, not to do some stressful, crazy diet overhaul. So let's wrap this up with 4 dead simple strategies you can literally start using today.
Seriously, don't try to change everything at once. Just start with the +1 rule. Making oatmeal, sprinkle on some chia seeds. That's it. Next, buy the mixed bags of stuff. Mix salad greens, frozen veggie medleys. You get 4 or 5 points instead of just 1. And get in the habit of garnishing everything with fresh herbs. And here's the best one. Yes, high-quality dark coffee and even dark chocolate count towards your total. You're welcome.
At the end of the day, this is all about cultivating your internal garden. You don't need to go out and redesign the whole landscape overnight. You just need to start by planting one new seed. So, the only question left is, what will yours be?